a buyer where I can cancel for any reason. I never have to have this $230,000, right? And all I need to do is find somebody who will pay more than $230,000 during these days and assign it to them. And also, I want you guys to see this right here. This is on the next page of the contract. Inspection of and access to the property. Buyer, that's you in this case, in your sole and absolute discretion, may through written notice to the seller cancel this contract during the inspection period and obtain a return of their earnest money and any other items or things of value given by you to them. You can cancel for any reason by just sending them an email that says, hey, we have to cancel this agreement. And that's it. And it's done. They can't come after you or anything like that, right? And you get your EMD back. So here is the assignment I sent on this deal. Notice, 8/8. I got the contract signed on the 7th. I had this property assigned the very next day, which is the vast majority of cases. It does not take a long time to find a cash buyer. So my company assigns to, here was the company name of the buyer for the property. Here's the address of that place for $250,000. So remember, I got this property under contract the day before for $230 and sold it for $250 the very next day. So on the close of escrow date, this buyer agrees to deposit the purchase price of this $250,000 in the title company's account. Now look, people ask me, well, what if this person decides not to buy it? Notice this section right here. They also agreed to deposit $5,000 that will be non-refundable with the escrow agent. Guys, this is our EMD. So we give EMD the seller of $100 that is refundable. They give $5,000 EMD to us that is non-refundable. So if for some reason they backed out, we get to keep their $5,000. So if they back out after our inspection period is up with the seller, we have to give the seller the $100, but we still make $4,900. We're all Gucci, okay? Guys, if you're wondering where to get these contracts, don't go right now, but all of you guys can download them absolutely for free in my bio on TikTok or on Instagram, okay? So that's how the assignment fee works. And that was a $20,000 profit we made in one day. And the best part, anybody can do this. If you guys were here right at the beginning of the class, you guys know I told you about somebody named John who paid me $2,000 for this exact same training I'm giving you now. John came to me and he had just lost his job and he was like, fuck, I got to figure something out. I've been seeing you on TikTok. Will you please show me how to do what you do? I'll pay you $2,000 if you will. And I said, okay. So I showed John how to do exactly what I did. And he just started implementing. I showed you exactly what I'm about to show you guys now. And here's a text I just got from John. He said, thanks, dude. Here are some deals he was doing, right? So you can see here's what he contracted the property for, here's what he dispoed it for, and here's his fee. He said, brother, I just got 7 out of 7 deals assigned. That's $171,000 closing in the next 45 days. John is now making 171 fucking grand in 45 days because he just listened to what I told him and he implemented on it. This is why John doesn't give a fuck that I'm telling you guys for free what he paid me $2,000 for, because John's making hella fucking cash nowadays, okay? We'll talk more about John later, but I want you guys all to imagine for a second. What would it be like if you knew you were gonna make 171 grand in the next 45 days? What would that feel like? What would you be able to do? How would your life change? Guess what? You are fucking 90 days away from being able to have that feeling. All you have to do is put in the work. So here is exactly how to wholesale real estate in 7 easy steps. All right? Listen, I'm going to turn off chat for a little bit so you guys can stay focused on what's going on. Give me a sec. All right, we're just turning off chat for a second. It'll come back later. Here's how to wholesale real estate in 7 easy steps. And remember, guys, during this, if you have a question about something I'm telling you, write it down and ask me at the end when we do Q&A, okay? So, step number 1 is to find an opportunity. This is what we're going to be calling a lead, right? So, how do you find leads? Well, everything costs something. whether that's going to be time or money. So if you have more money than time, I'm going to show you the paid way for finding leads. This is what I use. Or if you have more time than money, I'll show you an absolutely free way to find leads. So remember, guys, step number 1, find an opportunity. So the paid way, you got to pull a list of motivated homeowners on batch leads. Guys, batch leads cost $100 per month. And then you need to skip trace that list. Skip tracing is where you take the address of the list and you put it into the service which Batch Leads provides that gives you the phone numbers for the owners. On Batch Leads, it costs 14 cents per record. Then you get a cold call that list, and that is how you can find leads. You can find leads in any city across the country from wherever you are using Batch Leads. But if you don't have any money, here are the exact lists I pull on Batch Leads. Number 1, you got liens. These are people who for some reason have some kind of debt attached to their house that they were unable to pay, right? So property with a lien on it, this is going to be a good lead. Tax defaults, people who are unable to pay their property taxes. If they're unable to pay their property taxes, sounds like they could be in a financial hardship and may need to sell their home. Vacant properties, these are properties that the United States Post Office has said nobody's living in that house. If somebody has a house and nobody's living there, they probably are going to want to sell it. Tired landlords, these are people that Batch Leads algorithm has detected likely has had shitty tenants and may want to sell their property soon because of it. Tenants who aren't paying, tenants who are fucking up the house, right? Pre-foreclosures, probably don't need to explain this. These are people who their property is about to be in foreclosure, aka the bank is going to take it back, aka they need to fucking sell the house. Inherited properties, imagine this. Imagine you're already struggling to make your own rent, and then all of a sudden your auntie kicks the bucket and you inherit her house, and now you have to pay for that one as well. Don't you think you'd be very enthused when I call you up and say, hey, I'll actually pay you cash for that house, and we're going to close the next 2 weeks? Yeah, you will, right? Unknown equity. These are the reason why we pull this list is because not a lot of other people do. Expired listings. These are people who listed their property on the market and never sold. And then bonus is absentee owners. You should only pull this if you absolutely need more records. Everybody take a picture of this right now. I'm going to give you, by the time I take this sip. All right. As you can see, this is that same screenshot from earlier. Pulling lists on Batch Leads is so fucking easy. All you would do is, for instance, I would click here and it would select all 1,000 pre-foreclosures. Then I would click select, and there would be an option that says select all. And I press add, I add it to a list. Then I can skip trace that list and I can begin calling them. It takes 2 fucking seconds. Now, if you have more time than money and you cannot afford for Batch Leads or anything like that, here's how you can find leads absolutely for free. You can search on Zillow for sale by owner listings. These are people who have decided to list their house without a realtor. So, you're going to go to Zillow and you can search any city. This works in every single city across the United States. You're then going to go to for sale. Then you'll go over here to more and you're going to make sure you check by owner and other. Then you're going to want to check owner posted. Make sure all this shit's unchecked. Then you're going to want to check pre-foreclosures and coming soon and press apply. Here you're going to be able to find the houses. The owner's phone numbers will be posted right there and you can begin calling them. So, once you have a lead, you found an opportunity, it's time to talk to the homeowner. So you're going to give them a call and you're going to ask them these 4 main questions. The first question is their motivation. What's got you thinking about selling this place? Nobody is going to sell their property for a discount unless they have a motivation for selling. So when you ask them that question, here are some things you're going to want to be looking out for, right? These are some reasons why people may need to sell their house fast and may be willing to sell it fast for a discount. So when you ask somebody this question and they start talking about one of these things, alarm bells should be going off in your head like, okay, this could be a deal. Next is condition. We need to figure out the condition of the property so we can comp it. And guys, look, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. This whole process is seriously filled with Jedi fucking mind tricks that I'm going to explain to you. So you're going to ask them, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the condition of your property? With a 1 being it needs to be torn down and we need to start over, or a 10 being it needs to be entirely remodeled yesterday. And then they're going to say, oh, Tyson, it's a 6. Then I'm going to say, okay, well, what would we need to do to make it a 10? And when they start to talk, you guys always hear me on fucking live and I'm typing fast as shit. It's because I'm writing down all the shit they're saying right now. They're being like, Well, the floors can be replaced. The AC doesn't fucking work. The roof needs to be patched. The kitchen hasn't been updated in 10 years. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm writing all this down because guess what? We're going to use all of this as ammo in a later question, right? So you want to write down all the shit they say when you ask, what would we need to do to make it a 10? After you ask them this question, it's time to ask them about their timeline. We need to figure out when they want to have the place sold and will be ready to move out. So the way we do this is by asking, hey, listen, one thing people love about working with me is that I'm flexible with my closing timelines. Now, I understand that everybody's situation is different. Typically, we close in 30 days. Some people love that. Other people want more time. What kind of timeline would work best for you and your family? Right? We got to figure out when they want to have the place sold and be ready to move out. Now, the minimum amount of time you can do is 14 days because you always want to have at least 2 weeks to go find a buyer. The maximum amount of time you can do is 90 days because if it's over 90 days, then the market can change too much. Maybe it could go down and you don't have a deal anymore. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the ninja fucking Jedi trick in here. People ask, I don't have any real estate experience. Guys, nobody fucking knows if you have real estate experience if you talk like this. If you say shit like, one thing people love about working with me, these people subconscious are going to be like, oh, people love working with this guy. He knows what the fuck's going on, right? All of these are specifically worded to make you sound like an expert. You guys don't have to reinvent the wheel here. I've already done it for you, okay? Next, asking price. Now, here's the most gangster shit of all time, right? You're going to say to them, okay, based on what you told me earlier about the property, it needs, and then you're going to repeat all that shit they told you earlier about what the property needs to do to make it a 10. So you're like, it needs a new roof, the kitchen needs to be remodeled, the bathroom needs to be replaced, the carpet needs to be replaced, right? All the shit they said. Based on all of that, what do you feel is a fair price for the property in its current condition? Now this motherfucker is forced to remember all the shit that was wrong with their property, and you're going to ask them what a fair price is. They're instinctually going to go lower. So then they tell you a price. They're like, oh, well, based on that, I'd really like to get $150K for it. Then you're going to say, well, if we were to pay all the closing costs, there were absolutely no realtor fees, and we bought the house entirely as is, so you didn't have to make any repairs, what is the best price you could do? Now, notice I say, what is the best price you could do? Because I forced them to say another number. Never, ever, ever, ever say, is that the best price you could do? Because if you say some shit like that, that's a yes or no answer. It's really easy for them to be like, yeah, that's the best price I could do. But if we force them to say a number, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go down. Okay? Right here, this is fucking gold. I could sell just this one fucking question for a lot of money. So make sure you guys write down and are internalizing this. Next, you now need to make them an offer. It's what everybody gets scared of, right? Okay, how do I figure out how much I can sell the property for? Well, first, we need to think about the mindset you need to have when you're analyzing a deal. You need to realize that you must be looking at the deal from the eyes of who you're going to be selling the deal to, right? Because nobody is going to buy this deal from you if there's no money in it for them. Why are they going to pay cash for this deal if they're not going to be able to go make any money, right? So you want to ask yourself, keep this question in the back of your mind while you're analyzing the deal, is if I was actually going to spend my money on this property, how much profit would I need to make for it to be worth to me, right? So let's go over the MAO formula. MAO stands for, but before we do this, I need to go over this vocabulary.
Hello.
Do not let this scare you. I have a calculator that makes all of this really fucking easy. I'm just
What'd you
doing
say?
this right now to show you for some extra knowledge.
Oh, hi,
MAO
Louis.
stands for max allowable
I'm in
offer.
class.
This is the most you can pay for
I'm
the
in
property
class right now.
for you to still be able to wholesale it and make a profit.
Let you go?
I mean, yeah, I
ARV
gotta
stands
focus
for after repair value. This is
I'll call
the
you guys
most
later.
the property could be worth
Bye.
after it's been fully renovated. Costs of selling. This is when whoever you sell the property to, they're more than likely going to flip the property. And when they sell it, they're going to be selling it on the market. They're going to pay realtor fees and closing costs. They're also going to have the costs of buying. Remember, we tell the seller we're paying all the closing costs. We're not the ones fucking paying the closing costs. The end buyer is. So we're going to factor that expense into our equation as well. Next, investor profit. This is going to be 10 to 15% of ARV. And this is going to be how much your end buyer will stand to make on the deal. Now, here's the thing, is the more work they have to do to the property, the more you're going to want to estimate for investor profit. So that's where this repair costs come in. Everybody gets worried about like, hey, I don't know how to estimate the repair costs because I've never flipped a house before. Don't worry. I didn't flip a house for fucking the first year and a half of me wholesaling real estate. Because here's the thing, when you're wholesaling, estimating repair costs, all you need to do is get close. It's like horseshoes and fucking hand grenades. We're not snipers here. We're throwing fucking grenades. You just need to be good, get close. So we're going to use these simple equations. Estimating repair costs is always based on the square footage of the property. So let's say we have 1,000 square foot property and it's a light remodel, which means that all we're doing is like the floors and repainting it. That would be $15 a square foot. So if we needed to do that to 1,000 square foot property, we take 15 times the square footage, 1,000, that's 15,000. For a regular remodel, this is what 90% of the houses you look at are gonna be. This is doing everything on the inside. So we're doing the floors, we're redoing the kitchen, the bathroom, we're repainting it, we're making the thing look nice. That's gonna be $45 a square foot. So again, if it's 1,000 square foot property, 45 times 1,000 equals 45,000. And then lastly, a heavier remodel. This is going to be when there's other shit, like you got to fix the roof, the AC, the foundation, outside shit like landscaping. If there's anything more than just making the inside look pretty, you estimate $60 a square foot. And then last is holding costs. These are the interest payments the end buyer is going to have to pay while they're holding the property. I know we call the end buyer cash buyers a lot. None of them are actually paying cash. They're all paying using hard money loans. Hard money loans are short-term loans that anybody can go get to flip a house, okay? So the MAO formula, all we do is take the ARV and subtract all that shit I just talked about. So you take the ARV minus the cost of selling, minus the cost of buying, minus the repair cost, minus the investor profit, minus the holding cost, and this gives you the dispo price. And guys, the dispo price is how much you could sell the property for to a cash buyer. So your MAO, you just take the dispo price minus however much money you want to make, right? So I'm always just figuring out the dispo price. So I know, okay, my dispo price is 200. And if somebody says, yeah, I'm looking to get 180 for the property, I know, boom, this is going to be a deal because I can sell it for 200, right? So there's a $20,000 spread there for me. Now, don't worry, because I have a calculator that does all of this work for you. All you have to do is enter in the ARV, the square footage, and it fucking does everything for you. All of you guys can download this exact same calculator absolutely for free in the link in my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio. Do not go do this now. It will be there forever. It's going to be there at the end. So wait till the end to go get this downloaded. Also, if you have more questions about fucking using this calculator, when you get the email that has the calculator as an attachment, there is a YouTube video linked on it that shows you more about how to use this calculator. So once you've made your offer, right? So for instance, on this house, let's say we got ARV at 250 and the repair costs for 25,000, right? We know that we can dispo at 172. Our MAO is 152. We offered them 152 and they accepted. It's now time to send them a contract. Now there are 4 ways to send contracts. Number 1, the easiest way, the way I always use is using an online e-signature platform. I use DocuSign. There's many others out there. All you have to do is look up e-signature software and you'd find fucking tons of them. Or you could use a mobile notary. Now, something to note. These contracts do not need to be notarized. However, mobile notaries are known to drive around and get shit signed. So you could call them and be like, hey, now look, you can find a mobile notary anywhere. All you'd have to do is Google mobile notary in and then any city in the United States. Say, hey, call them up. Could you go get this real estate purchase contract signed for me? It doesn't need to be notarized. How much money are you going to charge? And it's going to be like $25, okay? If you can't do that, you could also just send it to them in the mail. I don't do this because it takes forever. Or if the property's close by, you could go in person, but I avoid this at all costs. Once you have gotten that purchase contract signed, your next step is to get photos of the property. You're going to need photos so you can show them to cash buyers to see if they're interested in the deal. The way you're going to get photos of the property are, number 1, ask the seller to take photos themselves. Number 2, if you're close by, you can go take photos yourself. Number 3, you can hire a real estate photographer. It's as simple as going to Google, real estate photographer in Texas, and you're going to find fucking thousands of them. Or lastly, and this is the way I do it the vast majority of time, if the seller won't take photos, this is always my go-to. I hire somebody off Craigslist. Go on Craigslist, make a new gig for, need somebody to go take photos of a property, $25. Post that shit, and within seconds, your inbox is gonna be blown up with people in the area wanting to make $25 to go take photos of the property. Once you get all the photos, you're going to add them to some kind of sharing software, whether that's Dropbox, Google Photos, or Google Drive link. This is so when you get a cash buyer on the phone, you can text them one link that has all the photos of the property. Now, everybody take a picture of this right here. This is the photo shot list I will send to the seller or to somebody on Craigslist or whoever to show exactly what photos you need so that you can send this to a cash buyer and they're going to know exactly if it's something they're interested in buying. Okay? Everybody take a picture of this right now. All right. Once you've gotten photos, it is step 6, which is find a buyer. Everybody's favorite fucking question is, how do I find a buyer? Guys, this is the easiest step of the entire process. Once you got the property under contract, you've gotten photos, this part fucking easy. So here are 3 strategies for finding buyers. Number 1, Facebook groups. I know you guys have all heard it before. Go on Facebook and you're going to search in the top left, real estate investors in whatever city you're looking to find buyers. There's all kinds of different pages and groups. You're going to join them all. And in there, you can make a post that says, hey, I'm a wholesaler. I have a great deal in Phoenix. Do not put the fucking address because you don't want people fucking around with your deal. I have a great deal in whatever city. If you're interested in it, give me a call. Post your phone number. And you'll also find other people who have already made posts of like, hey, I'm a real estate investor in Phoenix looking for new deals. Boom, email. There's somebody you can send a deal to. Hey, any cash buyers looking for properties in Phoenix, Chandler, Mesa, Gilbert, drop your contact info. Boom. This is a whole fucking list of them. There are 25 people right here, all looking to buy deals. By the way, I know that this is from November 11, 2020, but I have sold deals to many people on this list. Next, in these Facebook groups, you will learn about real estate events. The absolute best way to find cash buyers is to meet them in person if you can. So go to real estate events, go around to every single person. You're gonna say, hey, my name's Tyson. I'm looking to get into wholesaling. What do you do? And if they say, oh, I'm a fix and flipper or I'm a landlord, boom, that's a cash buyer. So you're going to ask them, oh, shit, I'd love to find you your next deal. What is it you're looking for? And they're going to tell you and you're going to get their phone number and then you're going to be able to sell them deals. The second strategy, and guys, this right here, everybody, I need you guys fucking, if you weren't paying attention, pay attention right the fuck now. This is fucking gold, okay? People will pay me a lot of money just for this one fucking strategy and I'm going to give it all away to you guys for free. And that is, you're going to go find recently flipped properties. So what you're going to do is search the area you're looking for buyers on Zillow, right? So you're just going to go on Zillow, you're going to go to for sale, and you're going to search, if you're looking for buyers in Tallahassee, Florida, you search Tallahassee, Florida. If you're looking for them in Uvalde, Texas, you're going to do Uvalde, Texas. Then you're going to find properties that have been remodeled and are for sale. I'm going to show you on the next slide how to spot that a property has been remodeled. Once you find one that's remodeled and is for sale, you're going to skip trace the owner on Batch Leads, True People Search, wherever the fuck, and ask if they're looking to buy more. So listen, it's going to go like this. I find a property that's been remodeled. I call this guy up and I'm like, hey there, Steve? Yeah, hey, Steve, listen, I'm looking at this property I can see that you got for sale over here in Mesa. Looks like a great property, man. Did you just flip this place? Oh, yeah, you did. Hey, look, man, that's great. You're about to make a bunch of money when you sell it? Yeah, well, hey, listen, I actually have a deal for you around the corner, also in Mesa. It would make for a perfect flip. I got it for a sexy price. Is it something you'd be interested in seeing? Of course I would. They're about to sell a property and make a fuck ton of money. Yes, they want to do that again. This is the easiest thing to do. You can find buyers anywhere. It's like fucking taking candy from a baby, okay? Super fucking easy. So here's how you can tell if a property's been remodeled. You're looking for the whites and grays, baby. If the fucking thing looks like this, white cabinets, stainless steel appliances, new countertops, gray floors, boom, this place has been remodeled, right? They all look the same. You can tell it hasn't been remodeled if you start to see brown cabinets, black appliances, right? That brown and tan means it hasn't been remodeled. White and gray has, brown and tan hasn't, okay? It's super fucking easy. The third strategy for finding cash buyers is the one I did. This is how I got my first maybe 15 or 20 deals done. I JV'd the deal. JV stands for joint venture, and this is where you partner with an experienced wholesaler to help you sell the deal, okay? The way you're gonna find experienced wholesalers is on social media, right? You're gonna find people on TikTok or on Instagram. All you have to do is search fucking hashtag wholesaling real estate, and you'll find one in any single state you want. Right? Go look at them, see if they seem legit, and if they do, you can JV deals with them. Most wholesalers are going to require you to split the deal 50-50. So once you found a buyer, the last step, you wait for the title company to pay you. So I know a lot of you guys are asking, what the fuck is a title company? This is the neutral third party in the transaction. I want you to think of them as the referee. They make sure that everybody plays by the rules. They make sure that you get your money that you deserve. They make sure that the buyer deposits all the money they need to. They make sure the seller gets their money. They make sure the seller can actually sell the house, right? Most importantly, they make sure you get paid. These are the people who are going to get you paid, right? It's also very important to note, the title company is the one who makes all those closing costs we were talking about earlier, AKA, they are motivated for you to close deals, because the more deals you close, the more closing costs they get from other people. They want to help you, okay? So these people love wholesalers, right? So how do you find a title company? Well, it's very easy. You're going to Google title companies near me. So if you guys were on my live about an hour ago, I just sent a contract to buy this property in Connecticut. It's a $1.4 million property. I sent a contract for $825,000. I don't know if it's gotten signed yet. I just checked my email to see if it was. I don't know. But I have too many emails to see. Either way, all I'm going to do once I get under contract is search title companies in Connecticut. And I'm going to call them and I'm going to say, do you guys work with wholesalers? And if they're like, what? I'm going to say, do you guys do a lot of assignment of contracts? If they say anything other than yes, I hang up and call the next one. If they say, yes, we work with wholesalers. Yes, we're familiar with assignment of contracts. Boom, you found a title company, right? If they say no, hang up, call the next one on the list. There's fucking hundreds of them, okay? So once you get the property under contract, the first thing you're going to do is open title. And here's how you're going to do this. Right? That title company you just called, if they say yes, you're going to go ahead and get that guy's email, and you're going to send them this email. New transaction, then you're going to put the address of the property. You're going to say, hey, guy I just talked to, my name's Tyson. I just contracted this property at 1212 Boogie Boogie Avenue, and I have attached my purchase agreement to this email. I am looking to assign this contract to an end buyer. We let them know, you tell them you're wholesaling the property. Then you're going to put your contact info right here, and you'll put the seller's contact info right here, even though it's on the contract, just to make their lives easier. And you say, hey, let me know if there's anything else you need to get title open. Now listen, I told you earlier, title companies want to help you. They get paid when you do more transactions. So do not be afraid to tell them, hey, this is my first deal. If I'm doing anything wrong, will you please tell me? Or hey, can you tell me, this is my first deal. Can you please explain to me what other next steps can be? Whatever, you can use these guys as a resource. Also, title companies are people who are closing a bunch of transactions. So you could ask them, hey, you guys are closing a bunch of transactions in this area. Could you tell me who some of the biggest cash buyers are? They'd be happy to fucking share it with you, okay? Use your title company to your advantage. They will help you. Now, here's a checklist to show you all of the steps so you can kind of see, right? You guys can all take a picture of this right now, but basically when a new contract is signed, you're going to want to create some kind of folder in Google Drive. This is just for you to stay organized, right? Here's where you're going to keep all the documents, all the contracts, copies of everything, the photos, just everything in here just for your own records. Then I have make sure the info in Podio is the same as contract. In the beginning, you do not need to get Podio. Podio is just a CRM. It's how I manage all of my leads and all of my deals. In the beginning, you can just use a Google Sheet or an Excel sheet. So you're on here, you're just gonna go and make sure, enter in all the important parts of the contract. So you're gonna put the date, the price, the seller's contact info, the close of escrow date, the inspection end date. This is very important, right? So if I get a contract signed today, and my inspection period is 15 days long, I'm gonna do this. Hey Siri, what day will it be 15 days from today? She says it'll be Friday, October the 13th, Friday the 13th, look at that. And I'm gonna say, hey, will you go ahead and set a reminder on October 13th to cancel that fucking contract if I haven't found a buyer yet? And then boom, I'm done, right? And I will know, I'll never lose my AMD. But anyway, you'll keep all this information down in that spreadsheet. Then you're gonna go ahead and send that contract to title, right? So you're just gonna send them this email. Then you're gonna get property photos, right? So you're gonna read, oh, by the way, let me give you guys a second. You guys can all take a picture of this real quick. Let me go ahead and get the chat turned back on. Chat's back on. Hey, can you guys put a 1 in the chat if you guys are fucking learning a lot right now? Let me know. Right? We're here. We're giving you fucking actual info. I told you guys we would. All right, good. All right, so take a picture of this right now. So you guys have it. So once you send the contract to title is opened up, okay? So your next step is to get property photos. So you're gonna ask the seller, hey, can you take the photos? You're gonna ask whatever. If they won't, get somebody on Craigslist, whatever you need to do. You'll create that photo sharing link. By this time, the title company will have replied to you and they're gonna be like, hey, you can get your EMD or you can send your EMD here and they'll tell you how to send it. If you need help, they'll help you, right? It's super easy. So the next step is you're going to get the property assigned. So you're going to go find a cash buyer using one of the 3 strategies I showed you earlier. Once it's assigned, you're going to send that assignment fee. You're going to get that signed, and then you're going to send that assignment fee to title. Then at closing, you're going to make sure they're going to send you something called a HUD a couple days before closing that'll show, hey, here's how much all you're just going to make sure that your assignment fee amount is right, okay? Then you're going to get with the buyer and seller to set up key exchange. So I'm going to call up the seller. I'm going to say, hey, congratulations, you're getting paid tomorrow, whatever, right? Can you go hide the keys somewhere in the front of the house, right? Put it under a rock, in the electrical box, whatever it may be, and then just take a picture of it wherever it is and send it to me? They're going to say, yeah. Then you just take that picture, send it to the buyer. So on that day of closing, they can go get all the keys and shit, and you're done. Then everybody's favorite part, right? You go ahead, you get that fucking assignment fee, right? This is the actual assignment fee I got for that one deal, right? $20,000, made it in a fucking day. All of you guys can do this, right? This is what's in your future if you just put into work those 7 steps I just showed you, right? It's not fucking hard. All you have to do is call people and ask the questions that I've already came up with for you. You do this enough times and this will happen for you, okay? Are you guys getting that? Are you guys understand what the fuck I'm saying here? So, here's another thing to note of why this is so important. Remember this? The 226,000 something fucking distressed properties? Those people need wholesalers, right? People ask me all the time, hey, aren't you worried when you do a free class, you're going to create more competition for yourself? I would have to create so many new fucking wholesalers for there to be even a blip of fucking competition. 226,000 properties in one goddamn city out of the thousands in the United States, okay? These people genuinely need your help. So here's the formula if you want to get your first deal in the next 90 days. This will show you statistically what you need to do every single day to get your first deal. So it's going to take on average talking to 100 leads to get your first deal. Now, what we consider a lead is somebody who says, yes, I would sell my house. So just because they're on a list doesn't make them a lead. If you call them, right, they're on a pre-foreclosure list or whatever, and they say, yes, I'd like to sell, that's a lead. You got to talk to 100 of those statistically to get your first deal. So if you want to get a deal over the next 90 days, you're going to need to talk to 100 leads over that time period. Guys, that's only 33 leads a month or just over 8 leads a day. And who in here, I know everybody can call until you get one person a day who says, yes, I'd be interested in selling the house, and then you ask them the 4 questions, right? Can everybody do that? Everybody know they can do that? Put a 1 in the chat if you know you can do that. Are you guys seeing how simple this is? I cannot believe that not more people are already the people I know who are making money doing this, a lot of them are complete dumbasses, but you guys who are actually smart, who want to do things like take care of your mom, right? Who want to invest in real estate. You guys see how easily this will allow you to do those things? That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Now listen, if you guys just follow what works, if you guys just follow that process where you find a lead, you contact the homeowner, you ask them the questions I told you to do, you make them an offer, right? You go find a buyer and you just follow the process. If you just follow what works, that's going to make you on average $19,500, about $20,000. And that's only if you find one person a day who says, yeah, I want to sell my house. What would $20,000 in the next 3 months, guys, that's $20,000 before Christmas. If you guys had 20K before Christmas, how would that feel, right? But let's say you completely fuck up. Let's say that you do a bad job, right? And you offer them too much money and you only make $10,000 on your first one. Is that gonna be all right? Will you guys be okay with $10,000? Listen, what if you completely just screw everything up and you only make 5,000? But now you've learned something and you've done it and you can repeat it over and over again. How's that going to make you feel, right? What's that going to allow you to do? I want every single one of you guys to be able to make that $20,000 before Christmas. Okay? So remember, guys, you don't need to be an expert in real estate to make this happen. You just need to know more than the average seller does, and the average seller knows next to nothing. You don't need to have a lot of time. All you need to do is talk to one lead a day, and a lead is somebody who says, yes, I would sell my property. And you don't need to have a lot of money. You never have to come up with the money to buy the property, and you can get leads for free, right?